So if the common trend is for phones to continue getting larger and larger, I'm trying to understand Google's latest move. As yes, we have some leaks of the canceled Pixel 4a XL, and we kind of asked why. According to new leaks, Samsung wants to fix some of the S20 Ultra's major issues with the Note 20, and the pandemic is affecting Apple's sales, but not in the way you think. I'm Jaime Rivera, and yes, you guys know that I used to love Fridays a lot, but come on. When was the last time that you remembered when Friday was, if I don't call it out? This is Pocketnow Daily, sponsored by MediaTek. Stick around to learn why you should pick MediaTek for your next purchase. The official news today begin with deals, some that are great, others that are good. Let's just call it that. I mean, there must be somebody in the market for that old MacBook Pro with the butterfly switches, and well, B&H currently has that 2019 model, the 13-inch I mean, for $300 off. This is the 4 Thunderbolt 3 port Intel Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigs of storage variant, which pretty much leaves it at $1,500. Yeah, good, because if you look at the newer one, that still is a better buy, sort of, so don't be deceived. You're gonna have to pick there. Amazon has the 512GB Samsung Galaxy S10 for $300 off as well, leaving it at $700. Though, if you dig deeper, you can actually find that same S10 for $808, including the Galaxy Buds bundle. That is a really good steal. Now we've got more deals on Acer laptops, monitors, and even Nintendo Switch controllers in the links in the description. Now, I will admit, I have been a huge fan of OnePlus McLaren phones because, well, they're really nice. They bring a lot of memorabilia when you do the unboxing experience, but we covered recently that we didn't see OnePlus anymore in the partners list for McLaren. And, well, it seems that now it's official. McLaren's spokesperson just went on record to officially state that the partnership has come to an end. According to him, it came to their scheduled conclusion, and that OnePlus has been supportive and that they wish them well in the future. Now, we did get 2 phones from that partnership, that OnePlus 6T McLaren, and then the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren Edition, long name phone from last year, which won the crown for that. But then I wonder exactly what's going to happen with that Concept 1 that we saw at CES, because the design was gorgeous, but it was clearly a McLaren phone, even up to the leather. I mean, even part of that was part of that process, so we'll see how that ends. And listen, if there is a time for gaming consoles, it is right now. Everybody wants to stay at home, and obviously Sony wants to bank on it. The company just announced that they will be hosting an event on June 4th for the PlayStation 5. Sony is promising to showcase the future of gaming at this event, which typically means that we'll be seeing some games from the upcoming console. We haven't gotten any other details from the company, but recent reports claim that we might see a total of 38 games, including a bunch of exclusives. The event will go live on YouTube and Twitch, and we're hoping that we're actually going to get hardware soon. But that being said, we also hope that the price tag is not crazy stupid. Not on this economy. Now, this is rather interesting. A company that has obviously been affected by the pandemic is Apple, but you'd think that they would have seen a drop in sales given everything that's going on, and actually, yes and no. See, the company even prepared. Cupertino cut orders for their products in Q2 to anticipate the pandemic, and well, what they didn't anticipate is that due to the transition to e-learning, iPad stocks in China have been down since March because most parents have bought one for their kids to be able to attend school at home. This would be good for Apple if they would have not cut the orders before, and now they're urgently asking LG for LCD panels to meet their iPad demands. The problem is, these requests usually come 3 months in advance to give LG some room to prepare. Apple has other providers for the iPad supply like BOE and Sharp, but obviously the prepared partner from day one for Apple has always been LG. So let's see how that ends. It's good to see that companies are still selling products in this day and age. Now let's move the spotlight over to Samsung as well. I'll tell you this much. I have the Galaxy Z Flip, the Galaxy S20 Ultra, and the Galaxy Note 10 Plus right now with me. And the one I've chosen to use is the Note 10 Plus because as much as I want to love the Ultra, sadly the camera we know the story. It's a hardware problem, and it seems that Xiaomi wants to fix that with the Note 20. We've got some new leaks that show us the camera arrays of the regular Note 20, which will apparently pretty much mimic the S20 with the 12 megapixel main shooter, the 64 megapixel telephoto, and the 12 megapixel ultra-wide. Now on the other end, the Note 20 Plus is going to be the one that's going to get the major change, with the 108 megapixel main sensor, but then notice, a 12 megapixel telephoto, and then a 12 megapixel ultra-wide with laser autofocus. The laser autofocus will help the main sensor to lock into subjects, while the 12 megapixel telephoto doesn't really sound as impressive. That being said, if you do the math, we did get 12 megapixel shots being binned as a result, and well, that's pretty much what we're getting here. So yes, not major changes on the smaller Note, pretty much mimicking what we get on the S20, but then on the larger one, that's going to be the story. And I like the approach. I just wish that Samsung didn't kill variable aperture. If there is one camera that needs that, it's definitely that 108 megapixel sensor, because it's so large. We don't need that much aperture. We'll see what happens. And guys, before we get to the hottest news, in addition to today's question, here's a word from today's sponsor, MediaTek. Did you know that its technology powers the popular Sony WF-1000X Mark IIIs? These were the first true wireless earbuds to feature true active noise cancellation. 24-bit audio signal processing also makes these one of my favorites for sound quality. We have a battery life of up to 24 hours with the carrying case, and full integration at a tap with the Google Assistant and even Amazon's Alexa Assistant. You can currently find them on Amazon, the link in the description below, and at the same time follow the second link to learn why companies like Sony trust MediaTek. Thank you for sponsoring this video. And finally, the hottest news today have to do with that Google Pixel 4a XL. Yeah, the one we rarely talk about because apparently it is canceled, even though we don't have any official word on anything because even the 4a is still a rumor. The thing about it is, it's not that the product wasn't being either produced or designed. Today we get some leaked images on 9to5Google of that Pixel 4a XL and its cases, and we do see a familiar design. It has the orange power button, the hole from the fingerprint scanner at the back, in addition to the 3.5mm headphone jack. However, the camera cutout shows two lenses here instead of the single shooter that we're expecting on the 4a. We also have some CAD renders of the phone which show the dual lens camera setup with the punch hole at the front. So obviously we are wondering what that secondary camera was for on the XL, but even more important than today's question is, why do you think that Google is canceling that 4a XL, sorry? Because in my case, well, talking about that 4XL, I feel that there would just be too much overlap. Right now, there are crazy discounts on the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL, and it makes sense for Google not to make a phone that will compete with them. In addition, we also hear that the Pixel 5 is going to be sort of a mid-ranger, so that would be another overlap. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. What would be your opinion? Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on PocketNow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me stay at home and remember what day it is. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. Over the weekend, we've got a lot of content, but we'll see you with the daily next week.